Well, I'm kind of relatively new here to Nueces County. I moved here from Houston, and Judge Canales asked me to write a little song for my experience here so far. I felt like the title was pretty relevant these days with the climate of everything you see on TV and what we got going on down here. It's called Building Bridges. I hope you like it as much as I like writing it. Way below that blue ghost, every sunrise from the coast, on the Padre Island, that fiesta never ends. We may default from the norm, we recover from that storm, most surely break, like a coast we only bend. So you've been served pancakes with a side of jalapenos. So you take your selfie with the statue of Cena, where the crystals say the Alamo and children with the graces. Down here we've all got work to do. We're building bridges straight from you, the great South Texas county of Nueces. Longoria shot down in 45, the Philippines, and Doc Hector P. Garcia and LBJ would intervene. So Arlington would bear his cross, that GI his name not be lost, and buried with his brothers for the whole world to be seen. Domingo Pena's Sunday show, Tejano would be born, and your welcome to college football, your first Mustang and Longhorn, a coast of open arms, around the stand of friendly faces. We're building bridges straight from the great South Texas county of Nueces. Redfish ain't a fried pie, cotton fields that grow chest high, the coastal breeze that feels just right. At Whataburger Field at night, we're always building bridges straight from you. Come see us, there ain't nothing we can't do, 'cause we're always building bridges straight from you. To the great South Texas county, Nueces. Ladies and gentlemen, for welcoming me to your home here. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage your county judge, Ms. Barbara Canales.
Thank you so much. Wow. What an incredible video. What a moment to really stop and look at how beautiful it is here in our county. In fact, I have to tell you that every time I've seen that loop, I'm just amazed how beautiful the sorghum fields are, cornfields, cotton fields here in the northwest part of our county, to those incredible island shots from North Padre Island, Padre Bayou Park, Port Aransas, I.B. McGee, Horace Caldwell Pier, taking us down to the industrial district with all the amazing refineries and petrochemical companies, our port of Corpus Christi, our beautiful downtown, and those amazing institutions that are Del Mar College and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. It's an absolutely amazing place to live, and I love being your Nueces County judge. Now, before we get started, I had to use the room just a little bit, so I hope you don't mind. But I like seeing who's here. I had to find my mom, and now I know where she is. So now I know everything's going to be okay. But more importantly, I've got some thank yous. It's been an incredible week and a tremendous amount of work by your United Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce, an organization that I am proud to serve on the board of and have for many years. And today they bring you this incredible event to benefit the Chamber of Commerce and the programs specifically aimed at businesses of all sides, but with a special emphasis to small business, which is so near and dear to my heart. So thank you, Philip. Thank you, Board of Directors. Thank you, Chamber Champions. Thank you, Gargi Bawal. I told her this morning, it's like a wedding, but you're not getting rid of anybody. So it's a lot of work putting on a beautiful presentation like this, and I'm humbled by their incredible effort. I also want to thank the incredible staff here at the Richard Borchard Fairgrounds. From Chef Katrina to Stephen to Jason and Angela, thank you for making this such a great event. This is a sold-out event. In fact, we had to get blessings from the fire chief to even have as many people. And Chief, I hope it was worth it. Did you notice the 500 acres when you came in? The beautiful mowed grass, the incredible equestrian facility, the stadium, Keach Library, this ballroom, the arena. The reason we're here is because this is one of Nueces County's greatest assets, and it's been a long time since we've had State of the County here, and I wanted to bring it back home to our county where we can have revenue building events just like this one. And I hope you can see how first class the staff is, how first class the facility is, just how beautiful it is to feel a little country. Mayor, I know they said I was rock and roll and you were country, but today we're reversing. So let's imagine for just a moment, if you will. In fact, most of you have had your incredible plate of good Texas barbecue. Close your eyes and imagine that vision of the perfect Nueces with me. What does it look like? That perfect place that you want to call home, that you want your children to come home to, that place where you want to retire after a good long career, a place that locals love on the weekends as much as the tourists that come from all over the country. It's that vision of the perfect Nueces that your Commissioner's Court, myself and my colleagues to the left and to the right, hope to make a reality for you. And so we've all gathered here today to really let me answer and put you at ease, because there is one question that's pressing, and I just assume let's get it out of the way. What is the state of the county? It's good. It's good. Your Nueces County is good. And it's getting stronger every day. Now, don't you feel better? Now, for the next few minutes, I'd like to give you an overview of your county. And then I'd like to share with you the vision of your Commissioner's Court. And maybe when you hear about the work that we've been doing over these last 5 months, and you get a feel for the direction that we're going, and I lay out some of the goals that we share in common together, you'll feel as strong and optimistic about our future. And in fact, the theme of today is the future is ours. Right now, it's ours for the taking. If we implement the right strategies, the right policies, if we work together. Thank you, Trey Clark, for reminding me with that song how important it is to build bridges. In building those bridges, I want you to know that all of you are a part of the bridge that I'm trying to build. The bridge to a regional powerhouse that is South Texas. To do that, I need regional partners. And so let me take a moment before we get into the financials to really say thank you to the elected officials that are from Corpus Christi, from the city of Robstown, where these fairgrounds are located, from drainage districts and school districts, from county regional judges. Thank you, Judge Blasky, for being here, from Refugio County at my table today, illustrating it's about walking the walk when we say we're going to build bridges together. That's what excites me about being on this stage at this moment and telling you the future is ours right now, here today. So let's begin. So I've given you a gift to take home. It's a lovely gift. It's the Nueces County Fiscal Brief. And other than Kevin Kieschnick and Ronnie Canales, they're probably the only ones that are going to covet it for at least a week. Seriously, please take it home. Share it with your family and your colleagues. And I hope to continue to bring you the transparency that I promised. This is something that the entire Commissioner's Court feels very passionate about, that you ought to know how we use that 31 cents per $100 valuation wisely. You ought to know, and we ought to reiterate every chance we get, that this is a proud fiscal conservative county, and I, along with my colleagues, are committed to continuing that tradition. That fiscal brief will illustrate for you where our revenues come from, where our expenses go, how much our tax rate is in comparison to the other governmental entities, and most importantly, what our net position is, what that asset versus liabilities are. And when you study that, and I invite you to please do, you'll see that our future holds the continuum, stability, the predictability that you need and want for your businesses and for your family. It is our intention to keep that fiscal conservativeness this year as we prepare our budget packets and the new budget for 2019-2020 to continue to keep your tax rate low and to continue that stewardship of good management. So that's why I say the state of your county is good. Now, for anybody that knows me, knows that I have been critical about one area, and that's our balance of our reserves. And what is very important to know is since January, we've seen an uptick, last year actually, from 16 million in cash reserves to 19 million. And that's representing about just under 20%. We would like to be able to give you a county that there's 25% of operating revenue in cash reserves so that our bond ratings can be stronger, so that the health of our county is as vibrant as it needs to be in case of that day that we hope doesn't happen, and that's an emergency situation. We want to be able to have the proper reserves. So when I say it's good, but we're getting stronger every day, I mean it. And that's what we're going to work on together. So let's give you an overview of some, and please, it's only some of the departments. Now, I wanted to go 2 hours, but they said, no, they wouldn't like that. So I wanted to mention every department. In fact, I'm already nervous that the departments that I leave out are going to be thinking that they're not as loved as much as they are. But let me take you down a country road to Public Works, led by Director Juan Pimentel, a great engineer, and he and his staff are working to prioritize for our Commissioners Court the most important roads, county roads. There's over 800 miles of county roads, and we're looking to prioritize those that need the most maintenance and operation. When I asked for the first 10, he gave me 7, said they were going to be 27 million, and I said, stop. But it illustrates how important it is to make sure that you understand what your needs are. So Public Works will be moving in a direction of prioritizing, and we as a court will find the sources of revenue to make certain that our infrastructure is solid. Now, when you talk about sources of revenue, you can't help but think about grants. Because I would say that grants administration led by Maria Bedia is an absolutely critical, vital department. As you see from the slide behind me, some of the amazing dollars that have already come into your county. Currently, there's over 38 open grants that we're working on. I don't know how to do this anyway except for to share with you anecdotal stories. Last night, Maria emailed me late, and I emailed her back even later to share the good news. And I'm looking, but Sheriff Hooper, I know you're here. Is he right in front of me? That's why it's always right there. Sheriff, you don't know what you did when you sent me that email for port security grants. Perhaps it was just a thought, a passing thought, that you sit on this committee and you thought maybe there could be some application. I think your exact words is, I don't need a boat. But I wasn't thinking boats. When Maria and I got your when I got your email, I flipped it to Maria. And when Maria and I had our weekly discussions, as we do, we thought of ways that we could leverage that opportunity, as we are a county that serves a port, and we have a need for $2.5 million from Metrocom radios, Mayor. And you know what? Last night, Maria submitted that grant. And with the little blessings and a few prayers, Pastor, God willing, we'll get the grant for $2.5 million. And that's how teamwork is done. It starts with an email and a thought and a caring enough to say, I'm on this committee and I'd like to help you, County Judge. So today I want to thank you, Sheriff, because we have a $2.5 million grant pending for Metrocom because of teamwork. And I'm just really grateful. That is a good example of grants working in your department for your county. I want you to know we're going to be as aggressive as we can. You're going to hear a little bit later on about some of the really amazing economic opportunities that we have and how we're going to pair those with both state and federal granting sources. I can't think of a better place to apply grants than our coastal and inland parks. The jewel of Nueces County are hidden in our coastal and inland parks. Now, I had 10 slides here, and it's important for you to know that I really did think about mainstreaming. So what I really want to say is that our coastal parks and our inland parks, led by Scott Cross and Edward Herrera, have my ultimate respect and awe for the work they do, because they are appreciated by the 360,000 folks that live in Nueces County and all the Texans that flock to our seashore. All the folks from the United States that come to see our amazing wildlife habitat, to fish in our bays, to be a part of an ecosystem unlike any place in the world. And they keep that up with wildlife to worry about and shoreline stabilization, and they have their hands full. But if it wasn't enough to keep our environment beautiful, they're working constantly on revenue streams as well. In fact, Scott Cross has garnered over $350,000 worth of increased revenue just on our new RV park at Padre Valle. Edward has utilized his talents to make sure that this fairgrounds and some of the other community centers are available for voting, for evacuation if needed during a crisis. Together, coastal and inland parks, you should be proud, Nueces County, because we have something that nobody else has anywhere in Texas. But it doesn't stop there. I'm proud to tell you that our community teamwork building extends to our county libraries. You passed Keach Library, named after a wonderful man who hailed from Robstown, Texas, and made sure that everybody had the news that was fit to print way back in the day. But Keach Library is now serving unbelievable amounts of folks from all over the western part of the county in STEM technologies, in opportunities to get library cards that give them online access to over 100 classes. It's the place you go for lectures and when you want to sit on the floor with your toddler. It just feels good to go in there. There's wetlands in the backyard. It's an incredible place, but not too far down the road off the highway, you'll find a beautiful place once you pass Driscoll called Bishop, Texas. It's the beloved precinct of my dear friend, Commissioner Joe A. Gonzalez, affectionately known to all who love him as Jag 24/7. Jag would have my hide if I didn't talk about Bishop. But he doesn't have to have my hide because I love Bishop, Texas. I love the community center there and the library that's so important for arts and crafts and opportunities to do what we, quite frankly, have forgotten with so much of the technology. In veterans, with veterans always on JAG's mind, he made a commitment to do an incredible Veterans Memorial Park with the names of all the fallen soldiers that hailed from Nueces County from all wars. Having just celebrated Memorial Day with so many of my veteran friends, I can't tell you how proud I am to be able to say that in the rural parts of our county, we have not forgotten. And so when you see Martin Longoria, who heads up veterans, be sure and thank him, because he serves over 30,000 veterans in our community, helping them navigate the waters with, the difficult paperwork that can sometimes happen when you're dealing with the federal government. And if you're a surviving spouse or if you're a veteran, you need a navigator. And Martin and his team is there for those that were there for us. So for me, it's an honor. It's an honor to wave the flag and to celebrate veterans with 3 military installations. You saw the United States Coast Guard present the colors. I couldn't be more thrilled that we in Nueces County are the home of veteran services. We are the ones that help navigate those waters. And we in the future will ask the state of Texas to entrust to us, we hope, our Coastal Bend Veteran Cemetery. Now, I just told you about how important it is to sit on the floor and read a book. But the truth is, the business of the county cannot be tackled without information technology. Everything we do to make your county more efficient, more progressive, less paper, has to do with IT. And I want you to know that in the future, collectively, our Commissioners Court seeks to digitize our records. We seek to provide the best hardware upgrades, the best software upgrades we can have. Your county courthouse and county buildings ought to be as friendly and communicative as they could possibly be. But in the county courthouse today, we don't even have Wi-Fi. Now, I've got Wi-Fi, but we've got Wi-Fi because we communicate as a team. But I'm saying you, as a citizen, should be able to go to your county courthouse and access Wi-Fi. So we seek to make those changes so that we can communicate better with all of you about all these amazing services that we're doing. So you will see a major initiative to be a smart county under my administration and with the help of my colleagues at Commissioners Court. A smart county to work smarter, not harder. Now, I put up a slide on risk management because I got to say, it gives me great pride when we win awards. And Timothy, I've already spotted you. One more time, we thank you on behalf of the citizens of county to making sure that you know how much we value safety. Safety doesn't just save lives, it also has an economic benefit for the taxpayer. And you got one award that was just stellar. I think they only gave 4 in the state of Texas. And you and your team are to be congratulated for keeping us safe. But it's not just about safety for our employees and for our workforce. It's also about managing the risk to our county. And while we know that we live in a hurricane-prone area, it's important that risk management works alongside emergency management to make sure that your county is best prepared. And after Hurricane Harvey, I'm sad to tell you that we've only received $1.8 million to date, but we have assessed over $20 million worth of damage. But thanks to our team, our commissioner's court, and our risk management, we're going after those dollars because they're your dollars that you pay through taxpayers' money, that we pay through premiums, and it's just not right. And that's what I believe in. I believe in making sure that we can take care of the dollars that you entrust us with. So Timothy is leading an amazing team to assess all county buildings that were not assessed after the hurricane. And we're going to make certain that we proactively seek the dollars that are rightfully ours. Now, a lot of people ask me, anywhere I go, what's it like to be the county judge? Is it exactly what you thought? And I often say, it's exactly what I thought, and it's so much more amazing than I could have ever imagined. But it is not just a CEO's job to run independently. I have to be able to rely on these departments to do the good things we're doing. And Sheriff, I'll pivot back to you. I bet you really like Michael Robinson, head of procurement, because he's the guy that helps us procure that GPS in your vehicles. He's the guy that makes it happen, that we procure the tablets and upgraded computers for all those vehicles. When we need body armor or body cams or pencils or pen, it's procurement that leads the way. And whether it's the Lloyd Neal Airport and the facilities that are out here on the fairgrounds or on the island or in Agua Dulce, Bishop or Driscoll or Petronila, in order to do the work, in order to procure services, we go through purchasing. So I'm grateful to that department. Now comes a hard spot and a bright spot. Most people, when they hear that I'm the county judge, expect that I'm going to share with them some exciting news about the cases I'm hearing. I hear a lot of things. And there are people who do plead to me. And I do have a black robe hanging in the closet. But I don't hear cases, although some county judges do. But it is our courts and jail, our jurisprudence, our system of laws and equity and safety that really carry a big toll on me. And I want to share with you both the bright spots and our challenges. Let's talk about the good things first. I know I have some JPs in the room. I know I have district judges and county judges. I know I have constables and sheriffs. I think I saw Mark Gonzalez walk in, our district attorney. And I want you to know that these are awesome, awesome responsibilities that we're entrusted with. And we have difficult, in my opinion, situation with our jail population. Every day I look at it. Every day this week, it's been at 98 or 99% occupancy, full. Higher than jail standards requires or likes. What we need to do is work together to make certain that we have real solutions for these very real problems of overcrowding. Why, you say? Shouldn't they be in jail? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, they should. But there are certain programs and certain people that should not. Out of the 1,000 folks that are in Sheriff Hooper's jail, I would say about 20% have either a behavioral or mental health issue. And jail is not the best place for them, and let me tell you why. Because if it's not morality that moves you or compassion, or you're not on the train of decriminalization of mental health, I'll tell you what I know we can all agree on. Every one of us in this room can agree that $81 per inmate is too high. Because if you are an inmate without a mental health issue, you're running the cost about $10 a day. But if you have a behavioral health issue, you're at $500 a day. Now, do you see? You see how we're all in this together? Didn't Dr. King have it right when he said we may have all come in different ships, but we're in the same boat now? We are in the same boat. And law enforcement needs the resources to help them do their jobs. And so I want to provide the leadership along with my commissioners to make certain that we can address those needs. Now, we have a new annex coming up. I want you all to know about that. That's going to provide some extra beds. But it is not going to alleviate our problem. We have an amazing cite in lieu of arrest program, a totally innovative program started by our district attorney's office, supported by Commissioner's Court, supported by Chief of Police, supported by Sheriff Hooper. We're going to allow law enforcement, Chief, to make the decisions they need to make on the spot to decide whether or not it's better to take an offender to jail or to have their day in court on another day. But without the resources, it's going to be difficult. Resources like a detox center, a crisis center. So we want to work together to give you those resources. With our judges, you're so innovative. I'm so grateful. Not only are you fair and equitable, but you are giving our departments of grants and the county judge's office amazing ideas about how to seek help from our federal partners like the Department of Justice on amazing opportunities like victims assistance coordinators for those people affected by domestic violence. So I applaud your efforts. All of us together are making a difference to make our community safer. I mentioned many times in the last 15 minutes or so how often funding is a nexus to what our goals are that we want to achieve. And today, it gives me such great pleasure to honor and to say thank you, a South Texas gracias, to our amazing legislative delegation, who all three are here with us present. And even if I was blinded by that spotlight, I could still see the hat, Senator. The hat of Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the leadership that you have given our district. And I don't know if I can say this without really getting emotional. We had an agenda, and it was a robust one. But I told you I had one priority, and I needed your help because it was going to be a safety net for our friends at Christus Spawn who provide indigent health care to the most vulnerable of our community, the most in need. And that's on our watch as county officials. And I knew that we needed the help legislatively to draw down extra federal dollars, and you did not waver, sir. And it was a hard battle, and because of you and the rest of our legislative delegation, it's on its way to the governor right now. It is an amazing opportunity for healthcare providers in Nueces County to get the extra dollars that, again, we pay into as taxpayers, that go to the feds, that then come back down to the states and then to the local level. We need our champions to fight for the dollars that you entrusted. Thank you, Senator. And you know I don't have time, but there were so many more. But for me, on a personal level, with my family in the room, with memories of Dr. Hector and my grandmother, Dr. Cleo, who took care of the sick and their poor until their last breath. It is a personal plea that I came to you with. and I will always be grateful. Thank you. I want to tell you that it doesn't end with Senator Wanchue Hinojosa. We have all kinds of victories from this legislative session. I would be completely remiss, and I'm going to reveal a secret. Yes, I listened to Lago. The man in black, Chairman Hunter, I think I saw you earlier. Chairman, you sounded great today. You sounded great, and you're right. It's not about an oyster, it's about the hundreds of millions of dollars that the oyster will bring to Texas. You know it, and I know it instinctively. But because you were able to marry the important essence of Texas parks and wildlife with this oyster mariculture, you're going to open up a whole new array of economic benefit to South Texas, and we are grateful for your leadership on that bill and so many others that were important to Nueces County. We are really appreciative, and I thank you so much for your leadership as well. Yesterday he was called the quiet giant. He's very loud with me. I don't know where he got that. Chairman Herrero, aquí estamos. Go to town, go to Robstown, right here, Abel Herrero. Abel, you made me cry when I watched you on the floor with your children in your room when you passed Rachel's Law. You know, we all seek to do great things, but you did it this session because you made it better for women who are victims of domestic violence and should not have to endure the hardship of saying, well, it didn't occur in this county. We can't make it a continuous charge. Mark, I know you're here. I know you worked closely, Mark, with Representative Herrero's office and with our office and our legislative team, and that's the reason women will be protected, because you worked hard on that Rachel's Law. And there were so many other, from the Burn Pits Registry to also a champion on the House for LPPF. I'm so grateful to you, Abel. And I'm proud that we're here in your hometown celebrating this beautiful state of the county. I know I'm taking a lot of time, but you have to understand that until, a week ago, a few days ago, until we were, I had to look it up, Sine Die, the last day, just on Wednesday, this county and its legislative consultants have been working every single day to represent the interest, along with folks and other electeds like Kara Sands and Kevin Kieschnick and Commissioner Matas and Gonzalez and Commissioner Vaughn and Commissioner Chesney. All of us together have been working tirelessly, trips back and forth to Austin, worrying about how bills would affect us, bills that affect transportation, bills that affect grants for Water Development Board, bills that impact our revenue. And I know you all have been following these, and I want you to know that it was worth it. It was worth the time, the sweat, the everything, every moment that we spent, even the arguments. It was all worth it. And you know why? Because your legislature did give you some property tax reform. We did go from 35 to 45%. Teachers will get a pay raise. You will get a modest property tax reform cut in your bill that you'll notice. And you know what I want you to hear from your county judge? At 3.5%, I'm looking right at you, I can live with it. We can live with it. You ask us to tighten our belts, to do more with less, we'll do it. So for those of you that don't know, we have an adopted native son and legislator here. And I can say that, adopted, because I was accused of being his mother at the legislature. Rachel, I would have been honored. I know you're here too. But your mother lives here, your sister lives here. It's as much your home as it is ours. And so, Mr. Chairman, Terry Canales, Chairman of Transportation, when the Speaker entrusted you with that important position, You could have just worried about your own district, but instead you partnered with our legislative team of Senator Hinojosa, Chairman Herrero, Chairman Hunter, and you said, what can I do for you? How can I make funding more accessible to you? You're a great champion, and I am so honored that you're here at our table, sharing this moment with us. We are stronger, better, and more resilient today because of your leadership, and I look forward to really bugging you every day from here until the next session for more transportation funds for South Texas. Thank you, Chairman Terry Canales. Okay, that was long, but so important. I know I'm sharing this moment with the mayors and electeds from all over. I saw Mayor Howard walk in, Mayor of Agua Dulce, and trust me, when we talk transportation, we're talking about Highway 44. We're talking about how important I-69 corridor is. We're talking about Rincon, Chairman Zahn. We're talking about the Joe Fulton corridor. We're talking about all those things. So thank you for bringing it home for us. Speaking of togetherness, I want you to know that it's a very important decennial we're approaching in 2020. And because it is a constitutional mandate, I didn't say it, our founding fathers thought of it. How brilliant they were and their wives behind them. Because every 10 years we count everyone. At least that's our goal. Every man, every woman, every child, from sea to shining sea, we count. And we count once again because it is that count that makes it so critical to receive the federal dollars that we need. And so, again, I can't emphasize it again, together. The name of the program is called Nueces Together, and I, as the chairman of the Complete Count Committee, appointed by the Department of Commerce, will bring to you what I hope to be the most sophisticated, the most digital, the most far-reaching Census 2020 that Nueces County and its regional partners have ever embarked upon. Why? Because every man, woman, and child represents $1,700 per person per year. And if we're just 1% off in the state of Texas, just one, it could mean to the state of Texas $300 million of loss in that 1 year. I'm joined today by former county judges and present county judges. Judge Richard Borchard, if I had a hat, sir, I'd tip it to you. And Terry Shamsey, I know you're here as well, and I know how important it is as a county judge. We understand what those dollars do for our citizens and the services that we provide. So we will count, and we will make an incredible campaign called Nueces Together. It's a 501c3 corp to support the Complete Count Committee that I will chair with volunteers. And we will do our best, from Petronila and Flower Bluff to the folks that live off Whitecap and Allister Street, and everybody on the south side, everybody in Banquete and Agua Dulce. We're coming to count you too. And our children are saying to us, make sure that you count us, because we're counting on you to count us. That's what Nueces Together is about. And I asked some of my regional county judges to be a partner with me, because we need to do this together, Judge Blasky. I know you all don't have the resources together, on your own, but together we can help each other. And for my partners across the bridge, Judge Krebs and Judge Mills, I extend that friendship as well. Well, I've come to kind of the part where I want to pivot just a little bit and kind of gotten, I think, a nice overview. You've seen some of the drone shots in the video. I feel like we've just done a drone now over the inside of the county courthouse with all those important departments, and pivoting to some of the funding sources with our state legislative delegation. Now I need you to know that even the best CEO can't do his job or her job without a strategy, without an idea of how to forecast and project revenue and marry that revenue to the needs of the county. And so to do that, I'm proud to tell you that in a 5-0 vote, we have initiated, your county commissioners court has initiated a capital improvement plan that will help us forecast the next 7 years. How can we do our job if we don't understand what it is that we need and how over time we can get there? And so, thanks to the able engineers at LAN, they have embarked as of a few weeks ago on this project, tackling at least the top 10 county assets. Now I want you to know that I didn't learn these ways by myself, and I'm grateful as I see my chairman and my county appointees, the Port Commission. I learned this from my years there. And all the long-range planning and all those long-range goals, all those long audit meetings, Charlie, they paid off. Because now I'm taking that good protocol and I'm bringing it over to the county. And the commissioners that sit on either side of me are 100% behind this effort. And that gives me great, great joy, because I know when we come in to present your next budget, we're going to have an idea of how to prioritize the dollars to the projects. And that's the CIP plan. Sometimes it is better to be lucky than good. And maybe he's always helping too. So I got a gift that I want to share with you because I'm proud of it, I'm excited about it, and it's coming summer of 2020. And that's called IRT, Innovative Readiness Training. And right here at the Borchard Fairgrounds, we're going to turn it into an Army barracks. An Army barracks because we're going to have not one, not two, but 3 units. Army and Air Force. Medical Corps, civil servants, and Corps of Engineers working on our colonias in all areas of assessment, of infrastructure, of medical treatment. How is this possible? Because we have an incredible partnership with Texas A&M University, and I know they're here in the house, and we want to pay our tribute to a great institution, to a great leader in Chancellor Sharp, and to an amazing South Texas Colonial Initiative. Now, the slide you're seeing behind me is all about their work they just accomplished. And it is valued over $4 million. And this is a partnership that will be both county, Texas A&M, and the Department of Defense. And I'm going to invite you guys to come back here sometime in the summer of 2020 and give these incredible soldiers, these men and women who are coming to care for our infrastructure and our citizens. It'll be training for them, but it'll be a windfall for us. And that's why I say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And all the stars have aligned, and this is going to be a project that we're going to be so thankful for and so proud of in the summer of 2020. We've come to almost the end here, and I have to talk about our opportunities. I meant it when I said the future is ours today. There was no better evidence of that than yesterday's event at the Solomon P. Ortiz International Center, where we had a delegation from Washington and the governor's office, port commissioners, many of whom have joined me here today, CEOs, brigadier generals, to do what? To understand that together we are building the nation's greatest export infrastructure with the fourth largest port in the nation and the #1 crude export port, and dredging to commence on a wider and deeper channel, the deepest in the Gulf Coast. My friends, I have to tell you, it was an ultimate high for me yesterday. I don't have to tell you, you already know it, the closeness that I feel with the Port of Corpus Christi. Rick and Dick and Catherine and Charlie and Sean, Rosie, everybody here, Matt, the whole team. John LaRue, I know, is here. We started this adventure in 1990, and we made it a reality yesterday. Dredges are coming, and we're going to go wider and deeper for safety and for economic opportunity. Opportunities that will bring great paying jobs and will spark innovation and small business and medium-sized business and services. I expect there'll be some challenges with housing and healthcare, ones that we will meet, because there is always a challenge when there is an opportunity. The pipeline capacity alone is projected to reach over an additional 2.8 million barrels, coming from the Cactus, 1, 2, Epic, Gray Oak, Liberty, Red Oak. Those are new ones that aren't even on the map. The future is so exciting, but it must be managed properly. It must, in fact, requires leadership from your Commissioner's Court to protect the environment, to protect our quality of life, but to know how to say we're open for business and we mean it is the greatest feeling in the world. So we're going to partner with the MPO, our COGS, our RTA, our cities, and yes, our regional counties, to make certain that this economic opportunity isn't just for the benefit of the urban center of Corpus Christi. And so I've embarked on 5 goals that I want to share with you. I want you to walk away knowing what it is that your Commissioner's Court, your county judge, believes in. And doesn't that feel good to know that these are shared goals? A positive action requires a positive vision. I repeat words that I meditate on. I wish I had thought of them, but they are given to us by a great man of spiritual faith, the Dalai Lama. A positive action, Pastor, requires a positive vision. That is what we seek, not only in our faith, but in our communities as well. And I am convinced that safety of community is the goal we can all agree on. It is my constitutional duty as your county judge, as it is for all the 254, to be at the helm in case of an emergency. And it's not just hurricanes, although those seem to be the ones that really plague us. But we must be prepared and ready for any type of emergency, an act of God, an act of terror, or an act of environmental crisis. We must be ready. And so I would like to share with you that an emergency operation command center of the world class is required and needed here regionally in Nueces County. And I look forward to sharing this vision and this reality with our mayor, with other stakeholders like the Port of Corpus Christi and the RTA. If you've ever heard about the Command Fusion Center in Austin, you'll understand how technology and putting people together, like our 911 Metrocom, have a way to benefit us all when we're in times of crisis. It's something that I think about every day, how we can be more resilient. How can we be stronger? We can be stronger when we put those dollars to work that are coming, those supplemental dollars from Rebuild Texas would be perfect for an operations command center. We need to strive for that so that we can take care of our community in its time of potential need. I probably talk about the next bullet point more than any other almost everywhere I go. And that's the quality of place. That's different than quality of life. A quality of place is somewhere that you want to live in. It's somewhere you want others to come and live in. It's a place that you want to visit. It's what we must strive for. It's that potential you always hear about, but seems so elusive to us. And because I believe in it so much, and our Commissioner's Court does too, we created an industry and Commerce Commission, the first of its kind in Nueces County, and we did it together because we believe that we need to become more broad, more diversified, more welcoming. What can we do to convince you you should do business here in Nueces County? We are committed to creating a vibrant downtown with our partners from the DMD and all of our businesses that are thriving there. I can't wait to see what the Opportunity Zone does for our developers. We want to partner with our housing folks. We want to make certain that there's adequate opportunities for everybody to live and work and play and retire here in Nueces County. That's a quality of place. And it doesn't happen because we wish it. It happens because we do. And when you talk about quality of place, and I know that Dominic is here with us and Christus, our Christus partners and our Driscoll healthcare providers and probably other healthcare providers are here. When we talk about quality of place, we must talk about our quality of life as it relates to our own health. And while it gives me no pleasure to tell you that out of the 254, we are 191 for better health outcomes, we can change that together. We can do that. Do you want to help me move that needle? Because that's what's required if you believe you want to have a quality of place. And so in the future, we will be reaching out to make certain that we can make a nexus between what we say and what we do, and that's going to require the resources. We've gotten a great start with LPPF. I told you about that earlier. That safety net. But it also applies to behavioral health. It applies to featuring opportunities for people to get the health care that they need without leaving Corpus Christi, Texas as the urban center. And when we do, we will lift all ships. Because regionally, we are the go-to trauma level hospital, both for pediatrics and for adults. That's what we mean by better health outcomes. And this commission saw fit, 5-0, to form a committee dedicated to making sure we can work with our hospital district, advocate for reinvestment, both private and public, to make sure we can build those resources, like a behavioral health facility that we need, but most importantly, we deserve. We've talked about all these amazing assets that are natural, the Laguna Madre, the Gulf of Mexico, the Delta and bays and estuaries, things that are just God-given. But there are things that we built. Judge Borchard, you built. Judge Shamsi, you built. Judge Neal, you built. That need to be taken care of. And so we have created, again, by 5-0 vote, a committee to tackle the asset management of the northwest part of our county, all of these fairgrounds that are not as utilized as they could be. And we're going to make certain that we're not studying things, that we are assessing things, evaluating things, and doing things. And finally, I love going to work every day. I love it. I love everything about it. Sometimes I can't even believe I'm there. I look at the name and it's overwhelming. Because there's so much I want to do. There's so much I know we can do. And so I want it to be the kind of place for everyone who works there. I want Nueces County to be a place everybody says, I love my job, I want to work there. And you know what that requires? It requires paying people what they're worth. That's what it requires. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But if we at least say it, and we mean it, and we have a capital improvement plan to marry our revenues with our projects, if we use technology to become more efficient, if we stick to our fiscal conservative nature this county has been proud of, we can and we will not allow over half of our county employees to live at the poverty level. That is not right, it is not just, and we can do better. And that is a good goal to have. And that is what 5 for 5 is all about. It's about all of us. I hope that you feel like I do, that you've at least gotten a glimpse into the county's life, the day-to-day departments, the overview of our fiscal house, our real challenges, but the opportunities. I didn't even get to tell you about the amazing things happening at Cinnamon Shore, or the incredible natural gas liquid facilities that are being built right down the street. There's so much. It almost seems so plentiful. And I could not do any of this unless I had this team. This incredible team that when I was at the port, we called each other family. So I know we're not blood, but I hope that you will allow me the indulgence to thank and honor you by asking you to stand. If you are a member of the Nueces County family, would you please stand and be recognized and allow everybody to see that it's you who bring the services to all 361,000 of us in Nueces County. Please, I know we have department heads, elected officials. If you're a member of the Nueces County family, thank you. Thank you so much. Judges, electeds, mayor, everybody. I see you back there, deputies. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. I want it to be that place that when I asked you in the beginning to close your eyes and visualize your perfect Nueces, I hope that it looks like what it looks like for me. The place I love, the place I call home, the place where my loving family supports me in everything I do, the place where I couldn't do any of this without someone who loves me at home, my beautiful 5 children, everything we do, all the hard work, all those people that stood, it's about serving others. It isn't about serving anybody else. And I humbly walk with you. And I ask you to visualize that bridge in 2021, that longest cable suspension bridge. Can you see it? I can see it. I can see it all lit up. I can see all the great export business at the port, the beautiful ships arriving. Alyssa, I can see that downtown thriving, loaded with people. I can see all kinds of amazing new and fresh ideas. I see millennials loving it here, telling everybody that leave Austin, it's too congested, too crowded. Let's go to the coast. That's what I like about Texas. And it's all within our reach. The future is ours today. And I'd like to leave you with one final thought. It's something I've been reflecting on, quite frankly, all week. I wanted to say the perfect thing, and I knew they could not be my words. So I thought, who moves me? What soul has occupied this earth that has been selfless? And I thought of Saint Teresa. For many of you that are not Catholic, that's Mother Teresa of Calcutta, now sainted by our Pope. And she said this: there are things I can do that you cannot. There are things that you can do that I cannot. But will you join me in her refrain? But together, we can do great things. I want to thank you so much. This has been a great State of the County. I loved you all being here. Thank you so much, Robstown, Texas, for hosting me. Thank you, United Chamber of Commerce. This is a great day in Nueces County. Thank you to my loving family.
Judge Canales, don't leave yet. What can we say? Thank you so much for sharing your vision and for the committed work that you will do to make things happen here in Nueces County. And I can say with confidence that the United Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce stands with you in support. And Judge, as a small token of our appreciation and support, and on behalf of the Board of Directors of the United Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce and the Board of Trustees, please accept this small gift of appreciation. And now can I invite Daryl Fowler, DeWitt County Judge, who's going to present a special gift to Judge Canales. Give us another couple of minutes, folks. Just another couple of minutes, and then we're out of here.
Well, thank you very much. I was told to be brief. Good barbecue, good event, and certainly a great speech. Nueces County, I believe, is very blessed to have you. And on behalf of my county, which happens to be the home of the Class 4A Cuero Gobbler football champions, I want to present to you an autographed football from the team that I believe has special meaning for you, in that one of the star players has committed to the University of Texas at Austin, Jordan Whittington. And in all fairness, Memorial Day has passed, and there are a lot of veterans in here, I know, and you have also the Naval Air Station here. There is a young man on this team that committed to and was accepted by West Point, and so it's pretty awesome.
Thank you, Judge. There's no greater honor than being honored by one of the 254. May God bless us all. And thank you also to our signer today. We have over 40,000 men and women living with disabilities in our county. And on behalf of all of them, we pledge to make certain that our county is always open and accessible. And I want to say,
on behalf of the United Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce, we would like to say again, thank you to each and every one of you for your support today and for your attendance. This event simply could not be the same without your support and with the support of our sponsors. I would also like to extend my appreciations to Edward, Maggie, and her team in Gargi, along with the Chamber staff, our Chamber interns, and our Chamber champions. You make it look so seamless, and we certainly appreciate your efforts. If you notice, there are some beautiful arrangements on each table with cactus and succulents that will be planted on the second floor of the gardens at Nueces County office. We are Nueces County offices. We are doing our part to beautify the courthouse and to beautify Corpus Christi, Texas. As most of you know, this will be my last official event as I transition out of my role as the President and CEO of the United Corpus Christi Chamber of Commerce. I would like to extend my greatest appreciation to the Board of Directors, my regional chamber colleagues, the community, our members, the Chamber champions, and to the great Chamber team. I'm proud of our Chamber team and proud of the work that we accomplished in the past 22 months. I will miss you all. Good luck to the next leader who will assume this important position, and I wish you and the Chamber team the best of luck. Again, thank you for coming together and making this happen, and have a wonderful day.